Frazetta, the card and dice game. This is a game inspired by Frazetta art without the game. Yes, I see the idea is we make a game and we use his art on the cover and on the illustrations. Hooray! Unfortunately, you do have the art. That's great. That is fortunate. But unfortunately, you do not have much of a game in this box, as I will show you. You have a set of dice here, political dice. Nice looking, different colors, so different shapes. We got all of the options from 4-sided to 20-sided. And then we have the main component here, which is this deck of tarot size cards. We have a card with instructions, with the basic rules and the advanced rules that already tells you there isn't much to do. Half of the so-called rules clarify that the 20-sided die produces a score of 1 to 20. So there's that, in case you missed that. And then we have the tarot cards. They have Frazetta art, the art that we all love. It's just so heroic, so over the top, so dynamic, incredible colors. It's great art, it's great fantasy art. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of nudity or, bikini chainmails in fantasy art, but not only because it seems pretty silly when you have combat situations. You have some fantasy art in which the men are wearing sensible armor before they attack a monster or an enemy, while the women are like, yay, bikini chainmail, because it's hot out here. I don't like that. But in Frazetta, well, we have an equal opportunity world in which both male and female warriors think that clothing is not as necessary as we think it is. Then there is no sex inequality there. They're all naked or semi-naked, and so it's good. So I can enjoy the art, and I don't have that problem. Now, the quality of the cards is good. The reproductions from the art is good. The size, good production values. As for the game just is, again, it's not even a game, really. Each card has 4 different dice drawn on them, different combinations of the dice, and they're associated with qualities such as strength, defense, cunning, and infamy. At the beginning of the game, you shuffle all the cards together and you divide them among players equally. Suppose that we have 2 players, and more or less that's how it works. So each player will have a deck of cards. Then each player will draw a card, look at it, and then players will alternate being the active player. The active player will choose one of the abilities. Now, the point is that you will then roll the die connected to the ability that you choose. The opponent will be forced to roll the die that on their card is connected to the same ability. And believe it or not, all they're trying to do is to roll higher than the opponent. Now, if I can choose a die between a 4-sided, 6-sided, 12-sided, and 6-sided. I need to roll high. Which one do you think I'm going to choose? So I think I'll say, cunning. So whatever, if I'm the active player, whatever ability I call, the opponent has to choose the same one. So we reveal the cards, and turns out that we both have a 12-sided die there. So I roll, the opponent rolls, so we compare the results, and the player with the highest wins and places their card at the bottom of the deck, and the player that had the lower results discards their card. Now we go again. Now this player is the active player. Ooh, we can choose between 10-sided, 8, 8, and 8. I'll choose 8, I guess. Gives me better chances of getting a higher roll. Oh, wait, no, what was I thinking? Yeah, 10-sided. So I'm going to choose strength, and my opponent, has a 4. Also has no choice. When you're not the active player, you simply roll the die selected by the other player. And we roll the dice, and this is how it works. So 3 versus 6 this time. This player loses the competition. Yes, believe it or not, this is the game. Basically, the active player will obviously choose the highest, the die with the most sides, and then players will roll the dice and see who rolls the highest. Now the advanced rules will give meaning to these symbols. The idea, I guess, is that this way you can choose, well, maybe you'll get a die that doesn't have many facets, but it gives me special effects. But the special effects are not all that cool. Here we go. For example, critical hit, if you roll the maximum value of your die, say on a 6-sided die would be 6, then you may roll the next best die and choose which result to keep. For example, if you roll a 10 on a purple die, you immediately roll the black die. Yes, but I don't know. I think I'll still go just for the 10-sided die, which always gives me a chance to roll between 1 and 10. This one gives me the best thing only if I roll a 6. So these effects really don't change much. I guess the 8-sided die here gives me a chance to reroll, which is cool. By the way, still doesn't really give me a dilemma because 6, 8, 8, and 4, I'll go for the 8. And between the two 8, which one do you think? I'll get the one with the benefit. So it's not even that these effects at least may give me any sort of decision. And this is the problem. The game has no meaningful decision. Pick the die that gives you the chance to roll a higher and roll dice. It doesn't give the player, to me, any more agency than Candyland, really. It's, well, not much, if anything. It's just a game that feels completely irrelevant. Look, if you like Frazetta art, and I know you do, and if you're saying you don't, you're lying. Just stop doing that. It's just disgusting. We don't believe you anyways. Frazetta, you love the art. I think there are just better ways of enjoying the art. There are tarot decks with Frazetta art, and then you don't have to also buy these dice, and then you don't get these symbols. They frankly are distracting with anything, and there's just no advantage from the point of view of gameplay to have those symbols there because the game is not a game. A game, to be enjoyable or even to qualify as a game, really needs to have some decisions to make. Here, all the decisions that you make are on autopilot. They're obvious, trivial, and then they can still be offset by the massive random element of just rolling dice. It's just very, very bad game. I don't know what else I can say about it. I don't even think you need my conclusions. You figure it out already. This is just an awful game.